Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on the rundown, prepare to get flashed, because we're taking a look at one of the most playful frames to date, Mirage. Now Mirage was originally leaked with a little bit of art in the breeding grounds rewards mods, and much like her namesake, any additional information seemed just beyond sight. That is, until the release of Update 14. This prismatic party girl bends shadow and light to misdirect and beguile any enemies foolish enough to oppose her, because when it comes to having a good time, killjoys get killed. So as you guys have already guessed, I'm completely enamored. Her skill set makes her viable in both ranged and melee combat, with mechanics that synergize beautifully, allowing her to seamlessly transition from one into the other. And not only is she hilarious to play, but frankly, she also brings out my inner bitch. Because who needs friends when you can hang out with 4 of the smartest, funniest, sexiest fuckers out there, and still know that you look better than they do because, you know, you're the original and they're doppelgangers, right? You can find her parts by picking up the Hidden Messages blueprint in the market. It'll cost you 5 Orokin ciphers, 4 Oxium, 1 Argon crystal, and 5,000 credits. After crafting it in the foundry, it should trigger the quest in your codex. But honestly, for fuck's sake, you know that I did not have the time or energy to do all that, so you can pick her up in the market for 275 plat, or go all in like my ass did and pick up the Update 14 Mirage bundle, which comes with a couple weapons, some other stuff, and most importantly, the Harlequin helmet, all for 600 plat. Now let's take a look at Mirage's bag of tricks. Her first ability, Hall of Mirrors, creates up to 4 doppelgangers that mimic your actions. Whether you're cutting a rug in melee or having a blast with explosives, your doppelgangers will follow suit. Just do keep in mind that they will always stay in formation and won't be targeting anything specific, rather just pointing in the same direction you are and only dealing a percentage of the damage you deal. The most interesting thing about this ability is the fact that while they do draw aggro away from you, the doppelgangers don't actually seem to take any damage like a decoy would, but rather it's on a set timer. Another interesting tidbit is that in melee, regardless of what elementals you have equipped, the doppelgangers have a chance to trigger the radiation proc, because frankly, getting a little too close to all this hotness will make anyone consider swapping teams. Her next ability is Sleight of Hand. Now, this is the skill that was spoiled during one of the dev streams. It weaponizes lockers, crates, and other environmental objects. Crates will explode with blinding light, while lockers will fling themselves open, dealing damage to nearby enemies, and covering them with deadly confetti. Laser doors become our friends, dealing continuous damage to enemy units who choose to stand in them, and ciphers become a very tempting yet very explosive distraction for the opposition. Now clearly, Mirage just came out, so I'm sure there are a slew of other cool effects found in other tile sets, but as it stands, that's what I've witnessed. Realistically, this isn't her best ability, and I think it's just in there for a little bit of fun. However, it is definitely hilarious when you actually see things work out in your favor. Eclipse is Mirage's third skill, giving her the ability to miraculously change outfits at a whim. When exposed to light, she begins to radiate and deals bonus damage, while slinking off into the shadows grants her a damage reduction bonus and apparently makes her harder to hit. Now while she does get all murky and kinda see-through, don't mistake this for invisibility, because enemies can definitely still detect you while in shadowed form. But to be honest with you, for the most part you'll be glowing from the damage bonus off of this ability, which is great coupled with all of her other skills. Her fourth and final ability is called Prism. She launches a slow-moving disco ball of death that shoots lasers in all directions, dealing continuous damage to any enemies caught in its path, and consuming energy while Mirage keeps it toggled on. You can cancel this ability early, and while doing so will cause the prism to explode, temporarily blinding all enemies in the area of effect, as well as covering them in more deadly confetti. Interestingly enough, the prism can collide with walls and other structures, causing it to bounce and alter its course, which you can definitely use to your advantage. The fact is, Prism has an immense range, and if you can plan the angle of the bounce, you can easily get a second pass of damage before detonating. Overall, this is one amazing ulti, providing some nice damage, but also being able to render enemies offensively useless. So all in all, I think Mirage is an awesome frame and a great way to introduce players to the new quest system. She's got the potential to do a lot of damage, but in very unique ways. To top it off, her ultimate isn't useless, tons of great damage mid-game and an awesome utility for the endgame. Now, don't get me wrong, she is quite squishy. Think Loki, but without invisibility. So while her kit does feel a little overpowered, it's a nice balance of risk and reward, because when played right, it's her party, and they'll die if she wants to. So thank you all for watching another episode of The Rundown. Be sure to check out the NGFR challenge I did for Potato Powered, as well as my quick draw on the Silva and Aegis. Don't forget to do the thing that I asked you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned for more flashing and slashing here at A Gay Guy Plays. Seriously though, it's basically the gay Hadouken. What's not to love?